Well, folks, got a little bit something different here. Why is this on the screen, you may ask? Well, I'm trying something. It's probably gonna get copyright flagged anyway. Wearing my Young Bucks shirt today. Well, um, I'm not gonna throw out a perfectly good shirt. It's to me, it's an NWO shirt. Anyway, we're gonna sit back here. We're gonna watch something special. They were MTV back. They still do this series, but back in 1999 and in 2000, they released a documentary series called True Life. And one of the things they did was True Life, I'm a pro wrestler. Um, so I've decided to go ahead and watch that and give you my live commentary. Now, I have not seen this. I've done a little bit of research on it, but I have not seen this in many years. Golly, I can't believe this thing is almost 20 years old. It came out in 99. Um, it's over 15 years old. Let's see, 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's 18 years old um, this year. So I decided to go ahead and watch this and give you my personal thoughts on this. Now, a lot of people do Beyond the Mat. Beyond the Mat's all well and good. I like Beyond the Mat. Beyond the Mat's a pretty good movie. But I decided to go ahead and do this one because I was growing up when this happened, or when this aired. MTV was a staple of mine back in 99 when I was growing up. Let's see, in 1999 I was born in 85, 95, 14? 14 when this came out. So I'm going to go ahead and watch this here. This is right at the 1999, right at the height of the Attitude Era. Pro wrestling was everywhere. Pro wrestling was even beating football in the ratings back in 99, if you can believe that, on Monday nights. So let's go ahead and dive in, and I'll give you some tidbits along the way. Some may surprise you.
The popularity of pro wrestling is the
Oh, that's going to get me copyright flagged right there.
And with 35 million
The Ho
people
Train.
watching on TV each week, wrestlers are now some of the most famous people in the world. But who are they really?
I don't think people realize what it is that we actually do.
On this edition of True Life, we'll find out. We'll go behind the scenes with the first couple of the WWF, Triple H.
Right off the bat. Right on. I don't mean to laugh at a dead woman. But the first couple of the WWE, look at Triple H just smiling right there. And look how happy they are. It's kind of sad, really, when you think of it this way. Because about a year later, they would... Man, hindsight. Hindsight is 2020. But the first couple of the WWE? Jesus.
And China. We'll experience life after the glamour is gone, as former champion Tony Atlas.
Are they doing this in a hockey rink? So we're going to get to see Tony Atlas here. Tony Atlas, who has been on the show before. He's been on the old From Pillar to Post, way back in like 2005, when he lived up in the Northeast. I think he still lived up in Maine at the time that we did our interview. But I can't believe they're doing a pro wrestling show at a hockey rink.
Works the small towns struggling to survive. And though their fighting may be staged,
1, 2, 3.
we'll take you to wrestling school where the pain is definitely real. We'll go inside their battered heads next on True Life, I Am a Pro Wrestler.
Now I'm going to skip the intro here, I think. Let me see if I can skip it correctly. Come on. Anyway, so we're going to start off here, I think, with Les Thatcher. And, I'll just let the intro play because OBS, or the VLC will just not cooperate with me here. Anyway, we're going to start off, I think, we're going to talk about Triple H China in this. And we're going to talk about a guy from Les Thatcher's school. And we're going to talk about, Tony Atlas in the aftermath of pro wrestling when it was big in the 80s. So this should be
First
quite
couple of the
interesting.
WWF, Triple H and China. We'll experience life after.
Can't
the
believe they're doing a
glamorous
pro wrestling show at an
bonds.
ice
Former
hockey
champion
rink. That's
Tony
new to
Atlas
me.
watched the small towns struggling to survive.
If it's a flat surface and you can put a ring up, why not?
And though their fighting may be staged,
1, 2, 3.
we'll take you to wrestling school where the pain is definitely real. We'll go inside their battered heads next on True Life.
Okay, here we go.
What do I love about it?
Oh, I'm gonna get copyright on the song.
The money, the women.
Kid USA, baby.
Sheer violence, mainly.
Amanda Storm, the legend Robbie Ellis.
The people bring it in.
Billy
Even if
Gunn.
I'm, feeling exhausted or I'm just not into it. By the time I hit the curtain, the people just totally, I just like suck all their energy, and I'm just like, woo.
I love attention.
Maybe a little love.
Athena, the original Athena.
It's fun.
I just like to get in and fight and kill and maim and destroy. See my blood. I just love
Now, you gotta understand something here too. Half those people, you're probably sitting there going, nerd, nerd, nerd. This is before it was cool to be a nerd. So just keep that in mind here. Triple H and China, WWF Superstars.
Here in the rough arena. I guarantee you, China.
Ooh, that looks stiff.
For me, there's no better feeling in the world. This place is completely sold out, and every son of a bitch in here was on his feet and never sat down once. That's what it's about for us, for the two of us, is to go out there and do that to these people. That's the shot for us. You know what I mean?
It's easy to think that Triple H really has not changed all that much since from here until now,
We gotta have it.
276 pounds.
Jesus.
When I watch it, I get depressed.
Can't say I blame him on that.
Thinking about, what I had.
Man.
Let go of them trunks, Hogan. You going up. You going up. You on top of the head now. Well, there you go. Boom. You was going to go. You could have made it
Jeez.
easy on yourself. Here's one for making things hard for me. Boom. Give you another one.
Him and Hogan. Back when Hogan was a heel.
Wow.
Matthew?
So I want to preface this there. This kid pisses me off throughout this whole thing. Matt Taglioti, I think is his name, or Taglia. Let me see here. I did some research on this guy here. Yeah, that's right. Joe White doing research here. Matthew A. Taglia, Tagila. He's gonna have an interesting path here in this mini documentary here.
Matt? Matthew? Come on, you gotta get up.
What?
We have to leave now. Let's go.
What?
Let's go.
Now, Matt is, a typical kid, 20-something-year-old kid from the suburbs of Chicago. Big partier, as you'll see here.
Should have went to bed earlier. Come on, Matt. Matt. No. Matthew, come on. Get up. Matthew, get up. Matt, get up. Okay, get out. Get out of bed. Come on. I shouldn't have stayed out last night.
I always loved wrestling. I love how the characters, all of them.
And just, I'm going to preface this here. From second one where you hear this guy speak, he comes off like a total fucking... Like, I didn't know they had Guidos in Chicago. He just comes off as a total tool from minute one.
Bad guys, the good guys. So to me, if I did anything else, I would be unhappy. And I've tried so many stupid little things. I've tried to get a psych degree, like for psychology. I tried to get a business degree.
So we see here that he's obviously he's a college dropout. So
For business. I've tried to sign up to go to Fireman Academy, Police Academy.
and he also dropped out of the Fire Academy and the Police Academy.
I mean, I've actually done crazy I would take my dad's MasterCard and say, come on, give me your MasterCard. I want to go sign up for school. I would.
Uh-oh. Sorry, I am getting this off of an old tape, so...
All my money gone.
come on, give me your MasterCard. I want to go sign up for school. I would.
So I try to hold on to all my money gone.
Now, hopefully, I will be a
There we go.
professional wrestler as long as I don't get hurt. And I think I'll be the best. And
As long as I don't get hurt.
in fact, I am going to be the best professional wrestler.
Yeah, okay. Professional something. We'll get to that later.
All these years, I kept the training up. Okay. It was all that I had left. All my money gone, fame gone, everything gone. Only thing I've got left is my strength and size. So I try to hold on to that little bit from the past, you know?
Side note here about Tony Atlas. When we interviewed him back in like 2005, he was working as a personal trainer up in Maine. So
I was thinking about like my first match, because I would be like coming out and have them eyes, like the crazy eye. Depends, I don't know what character I'm gonna use, but them eyes always. I mean, if you watch the greats always get the eyes going. Like Hogan when he gets mad, he'll go, go. So for me, I'll get like the stone jaw, and then I'll get the eyes.
what an idiot. Oh, that's another copyright gimmick.
There's thousands of cameras everywhere. There's thousands of fans everywhere. I mean, this is the big show. I mean, when you're here, it's the big time, and everything about it is big time.
When you're a big star, you work a lot more. When you're a big
Golly,
star,
man.
you're in the main event.
Watching
When you're a
China
bigger
Man makes me
star,
sad.
You're treated differently.
Is that disrespectful to
Sets
say?
you apart.
Oh, here we go back to the idiot.
Now, don't drive like a crazy person either, like you normally do.
He's probably still hung over.
I want to be the man. I want everybody to know who I am.
Oh, you'll be the man,
the
all
glamour
right.
and the glitz to be able to get off a plane and somebody know who you are. That's what I want. I want to be known.
SummerSlam press conference in Minneapolis is the one where
Everybody
Ventura
wishes that they had a
would be the
job
guest
that
referee.
They'd love to wake up to in the morning, and I do. I love waking up to my job. I love what I do. I love being a celebrity.
Oh, what happened to Steve? My goal at this point is to be the WWF champion. And that means that you're the best in this business. It means that you're the man. It means you're top dog.
Got me some poke chops, man.
Poke
All I had
chops.
time for on the day of the show is just one meal. Voila.
I got $1,500 my first week in professional wrestling. I got paid on a Monday, and I was broke Wednesday.
It's not hard to
That's
do.
how fast money just went right through my hand. Boom.
From 1975 to 1985, I made over $100,000 each year, but it's all gone. I
Jesus.
spent every penny of it. I figured the bubble never burst.
The kids always want pictures, so you can't disappoint the kiddies.
Okay, who the first one to? To Joe?
Still can't believe they're doing it in an ice hockey rink. That right there befuddles me. I know, Joe. Stop talking about it, but
USA, that really make me feel good. You know, at the beginning, you could kind of lock up with me, give me a hip toss. Then I give you the hip toss. Take a bump, you get right up. You give you another hip toss. Come back, I give you the slam.
Shoot that clothesline. If you're going to shoot it, shoot it.
so now we're going to get introduced to Mr. Les Thatcher, a good friend of the show, Les Thatcher. We've had him on my podcast 2 or 3 times over the years. We're actually celebrating. We started this in 2005, so we've been going for 12 years this June or July actually. And we've had Les on quite a few times to talk about this, even this True Life here. I'm so sad that we lost our archive of that episode. But Les ran the Heartland Wrestling Association, which was a developmental company for WWE in 1999 when this was filmed. I do not know if the HWA was still a developmental territory. I don't believe it was. I believe they had just, lost that contract with them. But a lot goes on in this documentary with Mr. Les Thatcher. So let's and curious enough, the Heartland Wrestling Association is now owned by Phil Stamper, my good friend, another friend of the show, Phil Stamper. So we've had him on the show, I think, a couple years ago to talk about his ownership of that. Let's get back into the documentary and meet Mr. Les Thatcher.
That's the clothesline.
I've been described as a drill sergeant, as a taskmaster, as, and I guess that's true. A lot of these kids have a problem with being able to eat properly or to train properly.
Okay, so right off the bat, this guy, he's eating a bag of Funyuns, and he's smoking a goddamn cigarette. How disgusting.
You're to show up on time.
We'll be a little late if that's all right. You don't care, do you?
Sometimes you have to be harsh.
Look at the cell phones from back at the time, too. I mean, so already this kid, they're already painting a picture of this guy, Matt Taglioti, however you say his name, as a guy who just is in it for the wrong reasons.
You have to live it. You have to eat it, breathe it, sleep it. That has to be, it's the overwhelming, consuming thing in your life.
But I'm not going to look at it like it's going to be no junk food. I'm going to look at it like, as right now.
What a complete tool. Like, I'm sorry, this is going to be so politically correct or incorrect in 2017 to say this. But in 1999, when I first watched this guy came off as a total queer to me. I mean, total D-bag queer.
I'm going to cut back on my junk food. I'm not going to eat no candy bars, maybe one or two. A couple Swedish fish. I can't stop eating Swedish fish. But if he wants me to, I will. I mean, that's what I have to do. That's the price of fame and fortune.
What an idiot.
And millions of fans.
Some bad training coming up here, 24/7.
To Bradley and Jessica.
I don't think people realize what it is that we actually do. The part that we're in the ring is not really where the work is. The work is traveling 250 days out of the year, trying to keep your body in shape, trying to deal with life outside the ring. It's a lot of work.
We do this all the time, and it's something we do 24/7. It's not just your work anymore.
I will say that, they're going into Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky. I want to say this was for Judgment Day 99. Judgment Day 2000 would be held at Freedom Hall, excuse me. But, they paint a good picture here as my phone rings. Who is this? Nobody important. Okay. So they do they do paint a good light here on Triple H in China as far as, the lifestyle they lead, and they make it very well known that this isn't for everybody.
Go to Toronto, work Sky Dome, back to Buffalo, good night's rest at the pay-per-view in Buffalo.
Right. Good old, I believe that's Howard Finkel.
Right. And from there we go to Cleveland.
This is Triple H from the World Wrestling Federation.
All right, Matt.
I love that, Howard Finkel's trying to record some voiceovers with Triple H, and somebody in the background yells, and all of a sudden it's broken up. How frustrating would that be?
Take your T-shirt off.
Ooh, we're going to be in trouble here.
And what he's doing here is this is a tool that measures your body fat, like how much fat you have on you and your excess skin. So he's trying to get Matt's body mass index here. And it's not looking too good. I know. Hello, pot. I'm Kettle. My fat ass is one to talk. But I know that if I were to ever try to go to wrestling school, I'd show up in at least some kind of decent shape.
Well, you could be worse. 20.9% body fat.
Is that bad?
That's bad. The 20.9%. The average male should be around 15. Means you're carrying 40.54 pounds of body fat.
When you do the math.
A little bit of ourselves. China is a powerful, strong woman. She's attractive, and she holds her own in a male-dominated environment. I want people to look at me and think that I'm beautiful and that I have a nice body and that I'm nice to look at, but I never wanted that to be my sole purpose. I think that women as a whole could do so much better than that, and it really annoys me when that's the only worth that's given to them. Work with me.
I'm going to start you off the rope. The main thing we're going to teach you is how to break your fall without breaking your neck, we hope. When you come back, like again, it's like a breaststroke.
Forward your shoulders, tuck your chin. Okay. Your hands are hitting first.
Yeah, so try again. Sit. See where you're at now?
And this is, of course, Matt's learning to take bumps. And this is the first steps for wrestlers. Because before, yes, you hear people of the power plant and all these other training facilities that would run you till you puke and make you do 3,000 Hindu squats when you came in there. And to me, I always thought that was a bit much. It's professional wrestling, but it's like at the same time they want to make sure you can handle it. So I never understood how running someone till they puke or making someone do 3,000 squats is making sure they can handle it. I get it, if he can handle that, he can handle this. Not necessarily. But here's Matt learning how to bump.
Bend.
That's better. Yeah, try it again. Yeah. A lot of this is just repetition. Good. And the other thing you're going to hear me say a million times is learn to control your body. Yeah.
And again, repetition is the thing, and that's how you learn, I guess, in the wrestling business is by doing it over and over and over. If you don't succeed once, try again. And coming up here, Matt's looking actually pretty good here in this early part of training, but it doesn't always go so good for Matt here in this documentary. His feet hit first.
Just like the ring, people think, oh, it's so springy and bouncy, it's so much fun. But let me assure you, when you get slammed on it, you get dumped on it, you get dropped on it, it hurts and it keeps hurting. You don't get used to it. You never get used to it.
And this is Dr. Francois here. He used to work for the WWE a lot back in like 97, 98, 99 as their resident chiropractor.
Back in the locker room and it's like, God damn, that was great.
Okay. Beautiful.
Sometimes you come back and you go, God damn, that was great. 5 minutes after your adrenaline shuts down, you can't stand up.
Beautiful. 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 Yes! Beautiful, baby.
Every single night, it's a different city, and every single night, every ass in those seats
Mr. Rock.
They want the absolute best. They couldn't give a crap less what you were the night before or what you did at the pay-per-view. That doesn't matter.
That's right.
You got to be on. You got to be ready, and you got to be on. It's a lot of preparation, and I think a lot of it is just mental preparation.
Makes me wonder how many rolls of tape does Triple H go through before a match.
Look, and here comes China, Triple H, and Mr. Ass. Rock is coming out here. What's he doing?
Here comes The Rock. Oh.
The third man with Team DX here.
It's the accentuation.
This is back when they were doing the right
I
after
can stand here
WrestleMania.
and punch you, and nobody looks right. But if I lean my body all the way back and roll my body through it, then the punch looks that more devastating.
That's right.
It's all in my body language or my facial expressions that I'm cranking on it.
And China interrupted the count there. Not again.
Oh.
Not again. That should be all right there. This place
Here comes the people's elbow.
The ropes are an education all in themselves. Yes, the ropes can bite you.
I will say that Les's school looks like, I mean, it still is. I think he still trains kids. But at that time, if you wanted to learn pro wrestling, there was only really 2 places you went. And that was, or you could go to 3. You can go to Memphis and learn there. You could go to OVW, or you could go see Les Thatcher. And
We just finished our first day of actual professional wrestling school, and I'll
Look at
tell
him
you,
limping.
my ass is like on fire. I'm in some real pain. Oh my God! And for
What kind
all
of
you people
hotel
who
is
believe
that?
that it's real, let me tell you something. It's real, all right. I'll show you the bruises later. That was more electrifying than any fight I've ever been in my life, and I've been in a few. That was like so intense. It was fun. Oh, it was great, man. I had the best time of my life. I was doing what I love to do. I'm wearing a Speedo for my nuts because my nuts,
Jesus.
I'll tell you right now, my nuts hurt more than anything else in the world. Bam! That's how it feels when you go over.
Now I can't really get a gist here of, you know, are these the camera guys lapping, or does he have people in the room with him? But either way, he still just comes off as a complete tool.
We're in like one of them snap suplexes or something, and your nuts hit your leg, and it's very painful. Do I look out of shape? I don't think I'm out of shape, personally. Look at that. I got some shoulders and everything.
In 3 years, we've spent more time together than most people that are married. We wake up, we go eat, we go work out, we go to the building, we do our show. Everywhere we go, we're together.
Deborah sitting there with him.
We don't get a chance to go to very romantic dinners or go on a vacation. We're together, but we're together.
Of course, they had to blur out the middle finger.
Yeah, baby.
I never get why they, you know, during this time, what's with the wearing gloves constantly? This is one of the funniest parts here.
We're going to get stuck behind them.
You're the woman, China.
I like that scar, because that scar reminded me of how stupid a human could be. Welcome to Atlas Kitchen.
And so here we
What
go.
have here is
You know, you often see wrestlers living in big old mansions, and no. Tony Atlas, former tag team champion with SD Jones, is in a one-bedroom apartment in Maine.
a nice big old plate of meat that we're going to barbecue up. That smells good.
Cooking with Tony.
One thing about being at the top all the time, you get too much too soon. I felt that I was invincible. I figured I could do what I want to do and get away with it. I was taking, at that time, what they call Diana balls, the steroids, and, you know, and that messed me
Jeez.
up. And then I smoked some weed before and other stuff, and nothing.
See, now keep in mind again, 20-some years ago, almost 20 years ago, at least he admits it, though.
None of it agreed with me. Each time I did something, it's messed me up, and it caused me to miss a show. So this happened several times in my career. So finally, the promoter got to the place.
Tony Atlas apparently does not
that
own a
he
cutting
couldn't have-
board.
He couldn't use me. In the meanwhile, you got bills coming in. You got expenses to take care of. You got a family to worry about. You know, and you know, and your life is just falling apart. But I should have known better. I mean, I was grown. You know, I wasn't a kid. I was told, leave the steroids alone, and you'll be all right. Well, I didn't listen. I said, I'm grown. I'm 280 pounds. I could bench press 600 pounds, and I could whoop your butt, and I do what I want to do. That was the old Tony Atlas.
Come on, I want to go, honey. I really do. Okay. Because you know I'm not good at goodbyes.
No, come on. Now you'll be all right.
Be good.
I love you.
I love you too. Be careful. Okay?
Goodbye. Unlock the door.
Just be careful, man. And don't be goofy.
We are fine. I think it's great that she left, finally. Now I feel like I'm an adult. So I'm happy she's gone.
Dude just comes off, man, I just want to punch the guy. I really do.
And it's time for me to do my own thing.
Yeah, you'll do your own thing later.
6, 7.
And here's the cool part about Les. He's there working out with these kids. He's there doing the squats with them. So keep that in mind.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, come on. Get down. Do a squat. The woman behind you, for crying out loud, is doing better squats than he is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
A little sore from yesterday.
This is what kills me. You know you're going to be sore. Get over it, you know?
Still, but we're going to do all right. 4, 5, 6.
I got tired in about 2 minutes. Then I figured I was in the best shape of my life. And then I get in the ring with guys that eat bologna and cheese and drink beer and fought all day long. And they was beating the hell out of me out there.
That's the truth.
I got hit over the head with a chair.
Amanda Storm.
You're just a total wreck all day.
First time I wrestled, I had 2 matches in one night in front of about 15 people for probably less money than that, and lost both of them. But
first time I was in the ring, I was like, oh my God, you know.
It's just Bo.
It's like, I'm going to be doing what my heroes are doing, you know.
It says, GQ, go get your gear. You're on next. You know, you're wrestling a girl. I said, okay, no big deal. So I get back there to introduce me to her. I shake her hand. You know, he says, now this is her first match, GQ. I said, that's cool. I'll just talk it over with her in the ring. We'll just do it out there. He goes, oh no, you don't understand, brother. She's deaf and she doesn't speak.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God.
oh, it was scary.
That's got to be crazy to wrestle someone who's deaf and mute. How does that even work?
I mean, it was, you know, there's a couple of hundred people, and all eyes are on you.
Because she couldn't cooperate. She couldn't hear what I was saying. So I just went out there, beat the holy pepper, picked her up for a slam, just laid on my back and held her on top of me and said, you're winning tonight because my car is going to... That is how it happened, buddy. There's no way she could have beat me legitimately. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, so, you know, and I just took this reputation like my first 7 or 8 matches were all against women.
Move, man, let's go. Whoop. Time. Them feet are high. People can't believe this little thing. You know, again, the illusion. Accentuate the movement. Okay, here we go. That's better. That's a boy. That's it. That's it. Good. That's it. There you go. Way to go, Matt. Way to go, Matt. Way to go. Here you go. That's it. Good man. All right, good.
I actually like that kick out by him right there.
He was wanting you to stay, Sheila. That's it. There you go. That's a baby. Breathe. Breathe. There you go.
I got to be honest with you, man. If I'm sitting here constantly doing this, I would probably forget to breathe, too.
Matt, breathe. That's it. Now, take a deep breath. Kick. Be sure them feet are some. You're almost halfway there. Come on, Matt. Come on. Let's go. You got him. Whoa, you okay?
And he's out.
Right? Come on, Matt. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go. There you go. Come on. That's a boy. That's a boy. Come on. Come on. One more. You got it, baby. There you go. That Italian behind's getting a little heavier. All right, good
Good first effort, man. Good first effort.
Ready?
Here we go.
We should do this every day.
You're right.
This is what we do in fighting.
You all right?
He's completely just he's drained, man. I can't say I wouldn't be either. It's tough.
Now here is a picture of me that bring back dark days. When this picture was taken, I was the ICW champion. The reason I had that long robe on is because I was ashamed to show my body at that time. It had deteriorated so much for all the abuse it was taken. When I left that arena that night, I fell asleep in the park because I had no place to go. And I was the champion. When I was here, they used to have drug houses, crack houses. And the house I used to stay at, they don't tore it down. It was so infected, they had to get rid of it. I couldn't believe that I ever stayed in that place. It was like 10 people living in one apartment. And we all slept in one bedroom,
That's
all
crazy.
on top of each other. I didn't have a penny to my name. I woke up one morning and I started thinking, I said, Tony, you was in Madison Square Garden a year ago with 22,000 people screaming your name, USA, USA. Now you're laying here in a crack house. I said, well, I can't live like this no more.
It's crazy to think how far he's fallen. Like, I mean, until I watched this when I was a kid, I had no idea that, you know, and for a lot of people my age at the time, it's probably your first exposure to Tony Atlas, but it's crazy to think about here.
I pulled out a razor blade and I sliced my wrist. One of the girls that was in the bed with me, she jumped up and went and got the police.
This is how cool MTV used to be. You know, when they did these little documentaries, they would put modern music behind it. And I know they still do that with like Teen Mom and shit like that, but you know, they would have these little true life documentaries and they would run the weird real world. And that would be all the crap. The rest of the time it was music videos and TRL. It was beautiful.
They took me to the hospital, and then about a month later, Vince McMahon called me back. And that was the turnaround of my life. And I went to the WWF. I wrestled at Saba Simba for 8 months, and I made enough money to get myself a new star. You know, I'm still struggling trying to make it, but at least Vince gave me a star. I like that scar, because that scar reminded me of how stupid a human could be.
Wearing wrestling tights. Uh-oh, the Chief.
My ultimate goal, to be rich and famous. Get on the cover of TV Guide.
Make it to one of the big federations, WWF, WC.
That is Matt Striker, not the WWE Matt Striker, the other Matt Striker as he's known as.
CW, World Wrestling Federation of the World Championship Wrestling. Big Two.
BJ, that's not a good name for a
I want
wrestler.
to be rich and famous ever since I was little, and I didn't really care how it happened.
Be on top of the world, right? The champion and all.
Austin Augustus Ambrose. Jesus Christ, what a... Pick a new name.
Being happy, doing what you're
Jeremy
doing.
Jet,
and
ladies
doing
and
it well,
gentlemen.
And being content with that, for sure.
Just like, you know, continue doing good
It's
here in the
Bo.
independents right now.
Where's Luke?
And then hopefully maybe, you know, maybe someday, you know, get to one of the big leagues, you know, WWF, WCW, you know, but I know I'll have to work on my...
Crazy how no one mentions ECW here. And ECW is doing better than WCW by this point.
Whatever.
I would like to step back in that WWF ring just one time. Just one time.
We get to have the rush, but you're always chasing it, you know. Everybody thinks it's easy. No, I'm a big guy. I bet you I'd be pretty good at that. Pretty athletic. I used to bowl a little or something, you know.
Used to bowl.
Run in the ring and be a wrestler, and it's so much more than that.
Not really much you can say during these parts here. Uh-oh, here we go. pretty cool.
You guys. I've never met somebody that can train as focused or hard as China does. She's a 200-pound woman, and she's all muscles. She's going to be a lot bigger than your average guy.
I really enjoy lifting weights, but I don't like this. It's torture for me.
Never really thought about it like, oh my God, she's bigger than me, or oh my God, she's stronger than me, or well, she's not. But I never really, it was never really a factor for me. I just saw her as a person and got to know her personality. And to be quite honest, I'm impressed and proud of everything she does.
What a difference a year would make, huh? That's crazy. Again, the power couple in the WWE right here.
Watch her in the gym and see people just, giving her the
Hell, they're going into SummerSlam. The whole deal with Vince and him would start in December of '99, so 2 or 3 months later.
My God, and I'm proud of her. It makes me laugh.
If you're not wrestling for the WWF, if you're not wrestling for the WCW, then you what you call a weekend warrior, which means you go and do the independent show.
Hey, little kitties, what y'all doing, little kitties? Oh.
Street sell lace down there too. Yeah, where the cheap are. Yeah, be a lot more cheaper down that way.
The second match would be Alexander and Two Rivers.
Hercules against Mercenary, O'Sullivan against Kalua, Darkangelo against Steve King. Okay, well we can't. That's got to be it. That's
no
10,
more matches.
That's 10
I don't
matches.
care who's here. We can't put any more in.
Is this a dressing room?
Yeah.
Hey, you Fabian.
I never got a hold of. I could never get a hold of Brandy this week to talk to her.
I love how he looks into the, yells out into the dressing room. Hey, kayfabe in here.
No, I talked to him.
What's the finish?
He grabbed you from behind, kicked you in the chest, kicks you in the chest, go for the third one, you duck, you win by DQ.
Chief J Strongbow.
Hey guys, when you're up there, please do not use the word suck. Okay? Uh-oh. Why not? Hey, we're at a boys and girls club. Let's not say suck.
Not using the word suck at a boys and girls club in '99? Here they are watching this mess on TV. They're coming to these indie shows expecting that. And I think he's got Tom Brady on the ropes here. No, it's not Tom Brady. I don't think it is. It looks kind of like Tom Brady. He's got the bell ringer.
Wrestling has been my life dream. I just couldn't see myself doing anything else.
Before y'all ask, I'm
really excited about my first match. Now it's finally coming. I'm really getting focused and excited for it.
You should listen to the referee's count. The referee's got a rhythm. Like, I back you in the corner, and he says 1. I can step back and nail you on 2, right? Gut you on 3 and give you a break. Then I've got that shoulder and that arm, and I can whip you.
This is the part that's not glamorous or fun at all.
That's the psychology of it, man. That's why I love Les Thatcher, because that makes sense now. You've seen that spot 1,000 times. And you never would think that they're listening to the referee's count to time it out. That's brilliance, man. That's why I love wrestling.
Tons of bumps at the school. That's just basically paying your dues. Makes you realize how bad you want to be a wrestler.
My life on the independent circuit, well, I spend a lot of time in my car. I actually sleep in my car sometimes. And I kind of sleep amongst the bags of Doritos and, empty bottle cans and stuff.
The money is
Shark
not
Boy.
anywhere near the abuse you put through your body. For example, I worked on a
show last week where I was superplexed and sort of messed up my tailbone, and the pay that I got for the match wasn't even enough to cover the trip to the emergency room.
There's no retirement. There's no benefits whatsoever. Most wrestlers don't even have insurance.
Long car rides suck.
They'll promise you an amount of money. You'll get probably the half of it, or maybe you'll get nothing. It happens a lot.
Well, when I walked into the dressing room, I couldn't even see the walls for so many wrestlers. Some of the guys hear about the show, and they would just show up just hoping that they would get put on a car. We have 42 wrestlers.
Wow.
I basically told Tony some of these people couldn't be on the show because we didn't have the money to pay them to be on the show.
A lot of them guys, they would get $20. Some would get $30. Some would get $50. Outside of your main event guys like King Kong Bundy, the highest paid guy on the show get $100. I had two people sitting in the dressing room that I booked myself, and I felt that I was responsible for them to wrestle that night and to get paid. So I pulled myself out and put them in.
And, you know, here it is, Tony playing a little bit of a promoter for this, and you'll see this come into play in the latter half of the episode here, and that, you know, he's responsible for booking talent. He overbooked it, so he's not going to get paid here.
Now he's all mad at me because I paid the boys off.
Of course we were angry at Tony at that because it's my money, I am the promoter, and we just have so much money allocated per show. We have to stay within that budget.
I don't feel that no man should drive for 10 hours, be away from his family for the whole weekend, and not even get paid for it.
Train wreck. Downshift, Matt. Downshift. Hey. Can you breathe all right? It'd be $5.
Everything hurts. I think my ego hurts the most because I thought I'd be like this in here, and I suck. I feel like I'm an idiot.
That's pretty cool.
We don't do a different TV show every week where one week we're playing a doctor and another week we're playing a secret agent. We are a hunter in China. When we leave the ring, we're still a hunter in China. Physically, we look the same. We can't hide.
Can I get another one for her, sir?
We're a hunter in China 24 hours a day. People view us as that.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Getting the autographs.
So if he's on TV, when we go out to eat at 1 o'clock in the morning, every drunk person in the world still considers him and you know, exactly, it makes it very difficult. You cannot separate yourself from your character on TV.
Work ethic.
Not bad. How about you? Wow, what's happened with young Matt from Chicago? Young Matt has been to one training session in 10 days.
I'm in the hotel room, which I hate. I can't stand this room. I'm lonely, I'm bored. I really miss my family and friends.
He is not.
This is what he moved. He moved to Cincinnati for this.
Not disciplined. He is not structured. He's pretty much, you might call a loose cannon.
Man, I missed one class. I called in before I missed it. He's bitching and bitching and bitching about it.
Matt, I think...
One class. Les is sitting here telling you you've been there once in 10 days.
Like a lot of young men, has a high testosterone level. The young ladies are an important part of his life.
Since I've been here, I'm a slob, but 7 women. So who the man?
Yeah, 7 women. Who the man? You're a fucking idiot.
Who the man? It seems like this has been a great conversation piece for him to talk to people.
See, and now here's the thing. This idiot, this tool, has been going around talking shit about how he gets laid and how he's telling women he's he's a pro wrestler in order to get laid. And did he not think it would get back to less? You know, telephone, telegraph, tell a wrestler, you know?
I can slip that into my the way I talk to the girls that I'm in wrestling school. And sometimes you'll get a negative reaction out of it. You gotta really turn around the situation. But if you get a fan, if you get somebody that's a fan, you're hooked, dog. You're hooked. You don't even have to talk too much.
In plain, simple English, Matt is spoiled and has the work ethic of a dead man.
That's right.
He's totally convinced that I'm going out every night and getting laid every night.
Here's the thing. This guy right here now, I realize that he's still in bed, so he's tired, but he sounds hungover. He sounds half lit while they're listening to this guy.
And drinking every night, and it ain't happening. I'll go out maybe 3 times a week, maybe 4. But you know, for somebody that comes from Chicago that parties every day of his life.
Yeah, see, that's why you're a fucking idiot right there.
That ain't nothing. 3 days a week is minimal.
Rupp Arena, Lexington, Kentucky.
I think I'm ready for another show.
If you are going to become a large star in this business, you, in a lot of ways, give up your life. You trade in your normal everyday life, your normal personality to be in this business. It's an exchange you make, because when you become a big star forever from then on,
A little bit of Stone Cold there.
To a large percentage of this world, that person. And even to yourself in a lot of ways. When your career is over,
boss man.
it's very difficult to walk away from that, to change what you've been for years and years and years.
Look out! Ooh. Right in the spine! Oh, this is bad! So thanks to Austin and The Rock!
Damn, Austin doing a dive from the apron like that? It's pretty crazy to think about right there. Here's the funny part.
I go to the 2nd Street, which is Pine Street, and I make a left.
Right.
Then I go to the traffic light, and I turn right onto Manchester Street.
Right.
Okay. Okay, did I just
He's getting lost on his way to the airport.
Which road are you looking for?
Pine Street.
And that was Willard Street and Perry Street.
I think I passed it. It's confusing how they wrote this. I keep thinking I'm looking for 2nd Street, but I'm actually looking for Pine Street.
And people got to keep in mind, yeah, he's getting lost here. This is before GPSs were really a thing. GPSs were like maybe a year off.
Which was the 2nd Street.
Thank you, sir, very much.
Sure. What's your name?
Calvin.
It's very difficult to have a normal life outside of our business.
Thank you, sir.
All right. You know, when you go home, you tend...
You know, I've heard of mixing things about Hunter in these types of interactions. You know, there are rumors that, yes, he'll sign autographs like this at airports back during this time, and then there's reports of, oh, he wouldn't give people the time of day. I tend to think that the MTV cameras being with him had a lot to do with it.
To not have a lot of friends. You lose contact with a lot of people because you're on the road so much. You know it's late when you're the only one at the airport.
I mean, the last 3 years for me felt like the blink of an eye, and I just worry sometimes that I dedicate everything to this job, and that maybe, 10 years from now, I'm not doing this anymore, and I will have not, gotten married or had kids or done things that normal people do. This is a very short-lived business, and I just sometimes think, that day is going to come for me when I'm going to plan on being.
It's funny how they're filming them in the air like this. It's crazy.
Now look what I did.
You're disrupting my business and my life, and that's bullshit.
All right, here we go. Les Thatcher, Breaking Bad on this idiot. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I realize you're already telling people you are a wrestler. If I hear you tell somebody that, I'm going to make you prove to them in front of them with me that you're not.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Tell them, Les.
Because you're not until somebody makes you a wrestler. You're talking bullshit, plain and simple. And I'm tired of hearing bullshit. You know, the big chains and the roll of money may work with some 17-year-old girl. But I'm not a 17-year-old girl. Now, I went down to your room Thursday night and couldn't find you. Someone let me in to leave you a note, which told you to be here Saturday at 1:30 to talk to me.
Ken, I was going home for the...
But you didn't go home for the weekend.
But Saturday was the day I was at the...
But you didn't go home for the weekend.
No, I didn't make it home.
No, you sure didn't, and you didn't make it here. Now, you've got a problem, and it ain't just your timing. And we both know that. You want me to open my mouth and tell you what that is?
That's weed.
Matt.
I'll show you what it is.
I've been around the block.
The arrogance of this kid, to be honest with you, man. The arrogance of this kid. He's just sitting there talking to a legend like Les Thatcher. Like, yeah, so what? That's weed.
Block, son. 2 or 3 times. Been there, done that. So don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about.
It won't happen again.
Well, you're right. It won't. It won't ever happen again. If you're not here when you're supposed to be here and not here on time, you and I are going to sever this relationship.
At one point in your life, drugs were a problem.
Yeah. Well, you know, teenager years, drugs were real big. Cocaine, pot, never heroin. Ecstasy. For a while there, I was getting out of control, and so I went into a rehab. And I went into this rehab in Florida on the beach. If you can't tell, I
Must
really
be
haven't
nice
had
to
that
have
hard of a
daddy's
life.
and mommy's money do that to you
People
for
go
you.
to rehab, and then I go to rehab on the beach. I get back with the old friends and everything, and I don't listen to what they told me, and I f***ed up again. And, you know, they were looking for total abstinence, and to be honest with you, I'm not. I'm going to go out once in a while. I've learned that I can go out once in a while and drink a beer or 2 or 3.
See, this kid right here he looks high as a kite right here to me.
If I wanted to, and not have to turn around and go on like a 10-day coke binge. You know, and that's just for me. I'm not telling anybody in the world to do that. I'm just saying it's for me. You know, I'm 24 years old. There's no fucking way I'm giving up the bar scene. Not right now. There's no way.
Wow. Now, there's a couple things here I want to preface by this here, since we're at the end of Matt's journey in this documentary. Matt Taglioti would not have a very good life after this documentary. You know, so he would end up getting out of rehab, I guess, and returning to Illinois. So Matt Taglioti would go on to be arrested several times throughout the years. All the way up into 2015, I think, was his last arrest. He would get arrested on February 2nd, 2001. Or, excuse me, February 3rd, 2001. Right after this came out. I mean, this came out in 99, so 2 years later, he would get arrested for, on February 3rd, 2001, he would get arrested for drugs, possession of a controlled substance. He would also get arrested for driving, receiving, possessing, or selling a stolen vehicle. Both of those would earn him 5 years total, or one would 5 years connected. Also, on February 3rd, he was charged with theft under $300. So I guess that's petty larceny. So that was 2 years right there. So total, he was looking at a total of 7 years total. Those sentences were discharged. Again, in 2005, Matt Taglioti would be arrested for robbery on July 7th, 2005. He would serve 7 years for that. I guess then he got paroled, because in 2008, on April 25th, 2008, he was again arrested for being in possession of or selling a stolen vehicle. which carried 6 years. So he was in jail for that. And then I guess they let him off light because on 2009, again, he would get arrested for the exact same thing on March 3rd, 2009. On July 9th, 2016, or 2015, the Chicago Tribune would post an article. Let me see here. Let me show you this here. I think I can show you this, just so we know that we're talking about the right guy here. This is courtesy of mugshots.com. Let me see. I guess I can do this here. There you go. Courtesy of mugshots.com. That's old Matt. And then again, according to the Chicago Tribune, there he is again. I'll go ahead and remove it here and read this. Matt Taglioti, bail was set at $250,000 Thursday for a man who was paroled late last month and accused of trying to rob two businessmen in a bank this week in the Loop. Matthew A. Taglioti, who is now 40 years old as of 2015, appeared for a bond hearing Thursday afternoon at the Lighton Criminal Court Building. Taglioti, of the 100 block of Jackson Lane in Bloomingdale, was charged with 2 counts of attempted aggravated robbery, according to the Chicago police. At 9:15 a.m. Wednesday, Taglioti tried to rob a small retail store in the 100 block of West Madison Street. Less than an hour later, at 9:53, he tried to rob a hotel gift shop in the 200 block of North Michigan Avenue. Taglioti was identified as the person who entered both businesses and passed a note to an employee demanding money while implying that he was carrying a firearm. In both instances, Taglioti left without any proceeds. He was arrested on the 100 block of West Randolph Street at 12:15 p.m. Police learned Taglioti had also had an active parole violation warrant, and he's expected to appear on the attempted robbery charges Thursday. Taglioti was also identified as the person who robbed a bank in the 600 block of South Clark Street about 1:15 p.m. According to the Illinois Department of Corrections, Taglioti was paroled from the Dixon County Correction Center on June 29th after being convicted of receiving, possessing, or selling a stolen vehicle. So things did not end up too well for Matt Taglioti. That's the only thing I could find on him was 2015. But there you go. Getting his comeuppance. What a fucking idiot.
Yeah, James canceled the show of freaking. I got a phone call, and it was 6 o'clock. I saw it was James, so I said to myself, well, there have to be bad news, because ain't nobody going to be calling you at 6 o'clock in the morning unless it's bad news. He said the show was canceled. He don't call every.
So this promoter that Tony has overpaid, remember a couple segments ago, he had overbooked the show, and the show ran over budget, and he had booked Tony had booked too many wrestlers. And so now the promoter has now canceled the next show. Out from under everybody.
He don't cancel everything, and there's nothing that I could do about it.
Tony said we needed about $500 more to do the show, and I wasn't about to give that boy $500 more to run any show.
Hi, brother. Sorry.
Man, don't worry.
God almighty. You have you guys come all the way up here. Chief spent money. He left his family. You could have worked somewhere else.
Yep.
I could have went to Texas for Mike. Had a personal appearance from me. Called me on the phone. I said, Mike, I'm booked on the 10th. Right now, today, I could be in Dallas, Texas, making a payday.
That's what this business and sport's all about sometimes. You got the show goes on. You just can't cancel it because something's
because you don't like
happy
somebody.
about anything. I mean, we're all here, we're all professionals. We pay this, we do this for a living. We don't need to have this canceled out. We need to walk home with our wallets empty. I don't understand it.
I got a call from my wife. She said James called her up and said everything was canceled. I'm sitting in Portland expecting to work tonight. No, I ain't got crap.
Sorry, boys. The rest of you, sorry, boys, you didn't get paid. This isn't the first time that wrestlers have not been paid. They kind of understand that.
No, they don't. This is where I'll disagree with the promoter here. This promoter comes off as a total carny, total idiot. I don't even know who this guy is. But to me, I never understood the fact of wrestlers not getting paid on a show. If you can't pay your talent, don't run the show to begin with.
Process.
They say a wrestler is self-employed. That's bullshit. And the promoter had all control. He got total control.
I'm Shark Boy.
My ring name is Athena, and my little slogan thing is, "This is what a goddess looks like."
Was a piranha that I started out as.
The diva.
Delicious Dave Fish is licking the competition.
What an idiot.
Anthony McMurphy, I'm a taxi cab driver.
Billy Gunn is really just my attitude. It's the cocky, arrogant, think I'm all that. Great athlete.
I'm a spoiled little rich brat named Aston Augustus Ambrose Esquire.
Helena Heavenly.
Apocalypse and Armageddon.
How did you come up with your character?
Character? Well, that would imply that it's like not real, right? I don't have a character. I'm just myself. I mean, I came to the arena dressed like this.
Kid USA. I'm a kid and I'm from USA, so they put it together.
I don't have a character. I'm Amanda Storm. I'm Amanda Storm in real life, and what you see is what you get.
Some of the classmates rib me every once in a while, like Les says.
So this is the kid that they pick up on. You know, we saw him a little bit earlier. After, I guess, the other idiot, the tool, dropped out and got sent to rehab. The people who were doing the documentary lost their subject, one of their subjects. And I guess they didn't want to leave Les hanging, so they picked up on this kid. And we'll have a little bit more here to say about Steve Moss here in just a few minutes.
Call me Opie sometimes just because of my young-looking appearance and
he does look
my
like Opie.
haircut, I guess. It's just there was this idea floated around being this paper boy and coming out to the ring on a bicycle. And what can you really say except I don't really feel comfortable with it, but you know, whatever Les wants to do, you know, I'll do it because I just want to be out there wrestling.
I know one of the nicknames that you ran by.
And this is right here is a little bit behind the scenes, a lot behind the scenes for 1999 actually. You didn't get a look into the promoter's office back in 1999. I know Beyond the Mat would come out that year and you'd get a lot of it, but Beyond the Mat came out in 99 or 2000, one of the two. But this right here is very telling about how independent promoters run their stuff.
Somebody ran by me was Rapid Fire.
Yeah, I just thought Rapid Fire was just kind of a catchy nickname.
So a speedy person, a person who is quick and athletic. And,
yeah.
And I know is something that's been run by us both is the newspaper boy thing, right? Yeah. What I was wondering, if you were up for the idea of possibly...
I'm sorry, but I mean, I love me some Les Thatcher, and we talked about this many a times here, and I'm going to read something here that was done recently. Newspaper boy in pro wrestling, really? I mean, just you're watching this and you're cringing just hearing it, but
a compromise someplace between Rapid Fire and the newspaper boy. What I'm thinking is Rapid Delivery. If you came to the ring and you're...
He doesn't look too thrilled. You could look in that guy's face and just tell, I'm not thrilled about this. But yet you're young, you're in the business. You got a veteran who's made a lot of money in the business looking across from you telling you this. You don't want to be disrespectful and say no. Because who the fuck are you to say no? You don't know if it's going to work or not.
Outward attire was more like, I hate to use the name Opie because, because we've teased you about, having that look. But more along that line, right? Yeah. And maybe with that newspaper bag, but then once you took maybe the jeans or the cutoffs or whatever it was off, and you had these sleek, fancy tights, and then the performance spoke for itself.
Yeah, I could see something like that. I come out in a hat and still be oiled up, and I just have that bag on me, and as soon as I get to the ring, I just throw that off, and I get right up in that ring, and I'm all business.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of like the Superman going to the phone booth thing, right? So let's say if the nickname were Rapid Delivery. Have you got any ideas for names? Ricky Fury, Rob Faith, Ronnie Farley, Rory Fargo. Rory kind of has a strong, it sort of has a strong sound to it, doesn't it? Roar, more than, it's not too soft. Rapid Delivery, Rory Faith. Rapid Delivery, Rory Ferris. Maybe Rory Fox is good. Rory Fox. I like that better than Ferris, maybe. Rory Fox. Rapid Delivery, Rory Fox. What do you think?
Yeah, that'll work.
the Cedar Rapids, Iowa Paperboy.
Yeah.
James didn't call you.
And so the Paperboy was born. But hey, you know, brainstorming sessions, you know, that's what it's all about, man.
You know he canceled this, right?
Does the wrestlers know yet? Did you tell the wrestlers? Yeah.
Yeah, they all left, went home this morning. Did he pay to rent this building? Because I could get some wrestlers here tonight. Because if I could pay for the ring and the building, I do it out of my pocket. The whole total is what? $350 for the building. Because what I got to do, I got to get on the horn and see if I can get enough wrestlers up here to do a show. Now we're going to do some rolling. Don't close.
So the one thing that we're going to find out here is that he's hoping to do this show and pay for this show out of pocket. And, well, it doesn't go off as planned.
Close the doors yet. Who got a cell phone? Somebody got a cell phone? Yeah.
Anybody got a cell phone? I don't know what a cell phone is, but we'll manage to get one. Get you a cell phone.
Yeah, James canceled the show of frickin'. Yeah. The ring is here. All I need is wrestlers.
Look at the old 1999 cell phones.
See, I hide money for myself sometimes so I don't spend it. That's what I'm
looking for. That hidden money.
To make sure I ain't got no hidden money here.
That stack of videotapes?
That's a bill.
Probably all porn. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No. This is for emergency. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 180. Plus 50 is $230. That's all I got. I don't have a bank account, so I can't go to the bank and get nothing.
So here it is. 5 o'clock. The show, or 4:45. The show probably starts at 8.
It's 2:30.
Okay.
So you could go ahead and put the ring up. Okay. Yeah, and hopefully we get enough in tonight where you get the rest of your money.
No problem.
Okay, but there will be a show tonight.
Okay.
Right here is good. Okay.
Funny thing, Tony, you're running a show, paying people. I'm not sure where you get the money, but there's a commissioner in the state of Maine that's involved.
So what's happened here is the promoter has gotten wind that Tony is going to run the show anyway. Again, telephone, telegraph, tele-wrestler. So somebody's gone back to the promoter and said, hey, we're going to run a show anyway. Well, the athletic commission won't allow it. I mean, anybody who has dealt with the athletic commissions know you need a license to run the show. And this promoter sounds like he's not willing to allow his license to be used to run the show. So they have no promoter, no license. And Tony's had to scrape up every penny that he's done, or that he can, to even get the ring put up.
Fun tonight because the commissioner is probably going to shut you down because the license is in my name. Have a good one, buddy.
Yes, sir.
I just got a phone call.
Right.
Everything's got to be canceled.
Oh.
They're calling the commissioner right now of wrestling.
They're doing what?
They're calling the commissioner of wrestling up now because everything's going to be canceled.
I got wrestlers on their way up here, too. God darn it. James called the commissioner.
See, so now Tony, you know, he counted his eggs before they were able to hatch. Or counted his chickens before they hatched, I should say. So he's called wrestlers. He's got wrestlers coming to this show, and now the rug is pulled out from underneath of them.
And told the commissioner to cancel everything, so it looked like it won't be a show. So
He just spent money to rent a building and to have guys put up a ring and they're not going to give that money back. No. You're dealing with this pro wrestling. Come on. So they put up a ring. He paid to rent the building, and now there's no show happening. He's out of money now.
I tell guys on the phone geez.
And again, you know, he's telling guys over the phone to come to the show. We're going to have a show tonight. You may not get paid, but we can see what we can do off the gate. So now he's got wrestlers on the way, and this is going to make him look bad as well.
What?
Yeah, actually, I have a idea.
Here's a rare moment coming up, guys. A rare moment. Let's see if you can spot it. I'll tell you about it here after it's done.
Here.
Okay.
Something with red and yellow, maybe some stars down the side here, and just have a rapid delivery on the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
What letter did we have? A D?
Yeah, that kind of, I like that.
With just a little bit of an arch. You like it arched? Okay. Do you want to try a pair on?
Yeah,
See?
we can do that. This is pretty cool. Do you have any more sharks?
And there it is. There's the wrestling, the part right there. It's Shark Boy without the mask. So that's, I think this is the only time I've ever seen him without it.
How much is it?
How do those feel? Do they feel too tight?
No, it feels just about right. Tight like the way it should be and not loose.
To get you more in the mood now?
Oh, yeah.
You're
Just
getting
need my
there.
wrestling boots.
Okay.
Oh. Hello? Yes, sir. What I'm trying to do is see if I can get licensed just to do the show for the night. If you can help me out in any kind of way, it'd be appreciated. Because Okay, sir.
As you're coming down, there'll be a Dunkin' Donuts on your left-hand side that's being repaired, okay, remodeled. You can't miss it. Bye-bye. The commissioner's on his way.
Okay, thank you. What is Joey Gamache number?
Joey Gamache?
His father is a promoter.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, Marsha, could you look up a number on the Joey Gamache? Thank you, Mr. Gamache. Yes, sir. He gave up his license. Dead end.
And of course, this is how wrestling goes when you have to deal with athletic commission. You try to find somebody who can attach their license to a show. They don't necessarily have to be putting any money into it, but basically, the state wants somebody to say, yes, I promoted this. And yes, it's all about taxes and whatnot. So they're trying to find somebody who will put up their license here.
Dead end, dead end.
We got to sit down and talk.
Okay.
And of course, this happens in closed doors without any MTV cameras present, because here's what's happening. The state wants to know how much money they can get out of this, and maybe even that commissioner's wanting to know, you want a license for one night? How much are you willing to pay me? I guarantee you that's a conversation. At least that's how it comes off here of, how much are you going to pay me to have you license this? So, here we go. And of course, the promoter, the original promoter, has probably contacted this guy too and explained his side of the story.
No go.
No go? What was the hang-up?
No promoter, no promoter's license.
They couldn't grant a temporary one or anything?
No. No show, no go. No.
Oh, the kid's crying. The state,
It was his first time.
Oh, jeez.
He was really looking forward to it.
He was looking forward to seeing Tony and the rest of them wrestle.
We have something next month.
The kid looks like he's about 13 or 14 years old. And he's crying because of no wrestling. That's how hot the business was back in the day, too.
I'm going to take off now, y'all. I'm sorry.
And of course, Tony goes, okay, I'm going to take off. I've tried to pay all this, but y'all go ahead and clean up. I'm gone.
You've been wonderful. Yeah.
And I want to bring back some honesty to this business.
Come on, give you a picture, baby.
I know that's probably something that may never happen, but I'm going to at least put my piece into this puzzle.
Hey, Alice, it's 7:15. The commissioners are on their way. They're going to shut your ass down. And I want to tell you something. When it's all said and done, I'm going to let you lower than whale And if you want to...
I just want to bring back some civility to this business.
Yeah, some civility. He shut down the show.
You can go for yourself. If you want to get into a legal battle, you better have a very...
What else could happen to old Atlas tonight, huh?
You better have a very...
here we go.
Just what, about 2.5 hours away. I've been waiting for this my whole life, and it's just about here.
And this isn't Fully Loaded 1999. Of course, it's Triple H and The Rock in the strap match. Very good pay-per-view, actually. Stone Cold and The Undertaker would wrestle in the main event for the WWE title. First blood match. If Austin wins, he gets the title. And also, if Austin wins, Vince McMahon has to leave. A very good pay-per-view. Go watch that on the network. But here we go.
The other main event is myself and The Rock in what is called a fully loaded strap match. We're going to be connected by the wrist by about a 10-foot piece of leather strap.
When the decision came down with the EWA to eliminate me, right then and there I said, well, Tony, you're going to have to think of something real fast. You're not getting no younger. You have to do something to get your name out there. Is Sandy in here? Sandy, are you decent? So what we're going to do tonight.
So here we go with a shoot match, a quote-unquote shoot match, and it's pretty rough.
You just throw them punches, you know, you do your kick and all the other stuff.
Legitimate.
Yeah,
Right.
legitimate punches, you know, you just nail the hell out of it. Don't worry about how hard it is.
And so here we go. Oh, the old Doink the Clown. Who's dressed up under that mask? You know it ain't Matt Bourne, but here we go. We're going to get a cool little montage here of all three of our focuses, past, present, and future, suiting up.
This is the hardest part about doing a shoot match. Just the idea of getting punched in the face. You know, it's kind of make you think. I've been thinking about this for 3 days now, you know, trying to get my head mentally ready for it, you know.
I can tell you to relax and you're not going to, so I'm just spinning my wheels. But the point is, be sure to listen, okay? Be sure to listen. And if you don't hear him, tell him you don't hear him.
You know, I'm obviously going to get on the mic, you make fun of you, it's your first match, blah, 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 and then lock up with you. We can do something, blah, blah, blah.
Say I come in, I hit you or whatever, and I go back to him, I hit him, and then like a couple drop kicks.
Just relax, man, and have fun. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Yeah. He makes me look bad. I'm going to something to beat the shit out of him. It's time to forget everything we talked about.
This part right here is this guy just talking out of his ass.
Just beat the hell out of him.
It doesn't matter if the outcome is predetermined. What matters is we go out there and entertain them better than anybody else on this planet. Where you want to be. Just to be in this deal is big enough. To be on top of this deal is unbelievable. And that's where I'm headed.
Oh, man. That was a good pay-per-view.
Masters the Third and his partner from Harvard University, the expert, Brian Taylor.
No, over your shoulder. Okay.
This just looks horrible, man. But they say, you know, I'll have a little bit more coming up here in a minute, but never wear jeans to the ring and try to strip them off before match. Here's why. Should have just wore the bag, the top, and the hat. Forgot the jeans.
But this is not the case with these two guys. They hate each other.
Not bad here. Oof.
Whatever he's got left.
You can hear her telling, hear him telling her to hit him harder.
The structure of these rules so that we do have a winner by pinfall. No flukes in this one. No disqualification, no excuses. Oh no, look out!
It makes me want to go back and watch that pay-per-view again, honestly.
Hung out to dry there, and
It's a damn good strap match.
And down goes Triple H, who will meet the WWF champion at SummerSlam.
Crazy enough about this here, while I'm on the subject. Triple H and The Rock. Triple H would win the match. The Rock would end up facing Billy Gunn in a Kiss My Ass match at SummerSlam. A lot of stipulations going on in mid-'99. Nice body slam. Even better one. Oof. Good montage right here. Good little sequence. People's elbow. Two heels and a babyface get the win. The other people are like, why is Les clapping?
Good, good.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, guys.
I got another ice pack in there if you need it, man. Again. Damn it.
Even with the glove.
Broke it. That's all right. It'll heal. I don't know about you.
That was very good. Very good. It feels kind of numb right now. Sad thing about this ain't gonna be the last one we do. It's just the beginning. We got to take it all the way up down the East Coast.
Bet you his face looked pretty in the morning.
The kids, they really supported me, came around and slapped hands. I thought maybe they might be hesitant to do that because of this whole paperboy thing, but the crowd really took to it, and I was really surprised.
They got it over. Oh, here we go with the tool bag.
When I got to Cincinnati, it was a lot harder than I thought it would be. You know, I went in there the first day wanting to be, you know, God in wrestling. And I found out it's really hard. It ain't easy. You know, you kind of feel alone at certain times, like when you're frustrated and get scared and you're in a different place. And drugs are just a old friend, you know? It's like having your best friend back.
I don't have any complaints. You know, I've seen a lot of bad, I've seen a lot of good. You know, I just thank God that I got the opportunity to be Tony Atlas. Most people don't get a chance to live their fantasies. I was able to live, man.
What I'm gonna do next is do what I have to do to become a professional wrestler.
Why do you want to still do that after all that?
Because it's still in my heart. I still feel it here, and I want to try it. I think a dream's worth everything. You know, even if you try to succeed in your dream and not make it.
He almost fell on his ass right there. See that?
I think that you have an innate feeling inside of you that you know that you were meant to do this.
If you got the dream, I mean, once it's in you, you just It's hard to say no. Anybody out there that's trying to do it is damn sweet when you get there, so keep trying.
Ready?
Ready, let's go.
Yeah, that's right. So there you go. A little bit of I do want to go ahead and give you a little bit of an epilogue here. Let me see here. Matt Taglioti, we already went over his deal, but Les Thatcher did on the two-man Power Trip Wrestling podcast, which kudos to those guys, because there was a wrestling convention that was supposed to happen in May or April in Richmond, and it got canceled because somebody pulled out. But these two guys stayed behind in Richmond and did a free podcast at a tavern in Richmond for a bunch of people. Let me see if I can go ahead and widen this here. Can I widen myself? As if I wasn't wide enough. There we go. Yep. And yep. So, the two-man Power Trip podcast, this is back in 2015. Les Thatcher on the success of the MTV I'm a Pro Wrestler. The development of Rapid Delivery Rory Fox on the MTV special. In regards to that, Les goes, the business, because it is a work, is subjective, and there is a young man who was a hell of a worker and a solid hand, and should probably have a contract or at least a short run with a major company, and just never did. He was good people, but the guys ribbed him about the Paperboy, and the guys were telling him that Les was gonna. The guys were sitting there telling Les is gonna make you ride out a bicycle out of the dressing room on the ring and throw newspapers. He thought that it may be some kind of hokey, but it got over. And I'll never forget that he came to me and said that he had just met Just Incredible, and went up to introduce himself to Credible. And Credible was like, "You're the Paperboy, Rory Fox." In regards to pitching the infamous Paperboy gimmick, Les said, every kid has come through my place, has had an idea, or that it's this music or that music. Let's wait to see who you really are before we decide what to do with you. Rory was always thought that he should do some big power moves, and I sat him down one day and said, go look in the mirror, step on a scale, and you'll notice that you're not King Kong. So we have got to make you a different type of worker. I just thought he was from a small town in Iowa, and I thought that the Paperboy thing would use John Mellencamp's small town, and it got over. On frustrations with his trainees not getting developmental contracts, I'll tell you the truth, I loved all my kids. Some of them were a pain in the ass at times, but I cared about them all, and it's a shame to me that a lot of them should have had contracts but never got them for whatever reason. I couldn't even begin to think. We've had a lot of talent and a lot of guys who, if I mentioned their name, you would say, well, who the hell is that? But they were as talented as the guys who had contracts. Rory Fox would actually, Rory Fargo was the name that they were sitting there mentioning. Rory Fargo would actually go on to have a match, or Rory Fox, I should say, would go on to have a match as Rory Fargo as on ECW. Against Zack Ryder. The match is out there. Just go ahead and look up Zack Ryder versus Rory Fargo ECW, and you'll find it. The kid grew his blonde hair out. Doesn't even look like the same guy. But yeah, the MTV True Life series still continues today. It's not as popular as it was, but it was certainly a good episode of that documentary. And I want to thank you guys ever so much for going through it with me and listening to my little quips and facts here. And thank you guys for watching. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. I'm at Joe Pillar to Post. Follow the network on Twitter at 1650 PWAM. We are 1650 PWAM. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll give you a shout out on our next live show. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you down the road.